So, guys, just picked up Jed from the airport. This is going to be a hidden episode on the Gentleman's Bureau, possibly Jed's channel as well. We can double post. Um, I don't know. We were just sitting here talking, having a good time, and a lot of the shit we're talking about. It's podcast material for sure. A lot of shit that we've already reiterated. We're gonna bring up, but yeah. Jed just flew in, picked him up, got some McDonald's, came back here, started chatting. And fuck it, why not record?
But I mean, if we're generating content but not capturing it, it's wasted content.
That's right.
And I mean, as a populace, that's what we want, right? As content, we want to consume. But then again, I mean, that's just because that's what the culture and the society is pushing us towards: consume, consume, consume.
Yeah, it's like it's all we do. It's
right.
Consume.
Right? Oh, I can't buy those shoes. They're $200. But if you see that it's on sale for $200 and the original price was $400, suddenly it's okay.
Right, like, but it's also like.
Okay, so like you saw a nice guitar, right?
Yeah.
Let's say it was $500.
Right.
Would you be like, that's too much?
Oh, for a guitar, it depends on the guitar. But
let's say that the guitar is worth $500. It's priced reasonably, but you don't need another guitar because you already have one.
Right. With that, as long as my guitar doesn't have any weird.
Okay, let's not do guitar because you're too attached to your guitar. Okay, so let's just say it's you see a product that you don't really need, but you want it.
Right.
And it's $200, which in your perspective is just a little bit more than you'd be willing to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
But now if it was twice as much money, marked half off, so it's actually the same price.
Right.
Would you think about buying it a little bit more?
That's the whole trick.
That's the whole trick.
Yeah. And, we talked about rich dad, poor dad, assets, liabilities. And I was thinking of that today when I was kind of window shopping. I passed the dealership today, and I was like, I saw this. I've been meaning to get a truck because I'm in Colorado, and like fucking trucks are the way to go.
You should get a shit in Colorado.
I thought about getting a shit in Colorado, right?
They're nice little trucks.
They're nice trucks, especially like the new ones.
Not terrible gas mileage.
No, and
it's a good amount of storage.
Like the new ones, they beefed them up. Like you used to, like okay, you got the Colorado, right, and then you got like the LTZ, which is the luxury package, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. But they've actually done a good job at putting in like the Z71 package now, so you have the towing capabilities and shit more. Yeah, it's worth your money now, right? Getting a small truck. But so today I was going through this dealership, and I saw a 2021 Silverado, Z71 towing package, everything, and I was thinking like.
Did you see the price?
Yes.
I'm gonna guess $34.99.
No, it was a little higher than that.
A little higher than
Silverado, not a Colorado.
Okay, Silverado, and you said Z21?
Z71 towing package.
Ooh, that could be up to like 55.
Lower.
$49.99.
51,000.
51,000.
But I was
not bad.
Thinking, my car's paid off. Maybe I'll go and trade it, and just say fuck it, make these payments. But then I was like, dude, why don't I just, there's a huge urge of me to be like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Why not? I have the capability to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I got a pre-approval letter in the mail, but I'm like, if I don't need it now, I do need a truck, but I don't need that truck. Like, why am I doing this? Why would I do that?
Also, with a high-end car like yours is, what kind of gas mileage do you get?
Better than that truck.
Really?
I get, well, yeah. The truck would get city 13 miles per gallon and highway 17, but overall it's advertised as like 15. Right in the middle. But with the car, obviously I'd get better gas mileage, but it's a car. Yeah. It's a nice car, but
I think that car is dangerous for you. Yeah. Because my car is dangerous for me, and my car isn't nearly as powerful as yours is.
Cars in general are dangerous. I mean,
Yeah.
depends on like what are you gonna do with it. That's why I was thinking of a truck. Is like because like obviously I'm moving. We got to get a U-Haul, which that's gonna run me 150 per. Well, more than that by the time we're said and done. It's probably gonna be 200 something bucks, which sucks.
By the way, still cheaper than a rental car, and
Yeah.
you can get them when you're 18. Pro hack right there.
Yeah, pro hack. Get yourself a U-Haul.
If you need to rent a car and you're under 25, is when they stop reaming you for fucking being underage.
26, right?
I guess 25. It depends on the state. It depends on your state. But basically, if you go to a rental car place and they say that they're going to charge you for being underage, or if you just need to rent a car in general, look at U-Haul, because you can generally get a truck, like a normal pickup truck, and it's like $20 a day,
Yeah.
plus like so much per mile, and as long as you bring it back with a full tank, you're good.
Yeah,
It's infinitely cheaper.
Yeah.
Especially like the longer you go. So like I did 3 days both times, and it came out to about $100, like $150 cheaper. But if I had done like more days, it would have been so much cheaper.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I looked at it and I'm still thinking about doing it, but I know that's gonna be a huge chunk out of my income going towards a truck.
And it just sucks having that recurring payment.
I hate owing money. That's why I try to pay everything off as soon as I can, and I'm pretty good at that. Just live poor, I guess. But yeah, we do have to keep it up with the Joneses consumption. We live in this society where it's definitely almost forced. Not really forced, but it is kind of forced in a way. And it just reminds me of like Robert Kiyosaki. He talks about, do you need this? Do you not need this? Invest your money in assets like real estate stuff. So like, I think I'm just gonna sell my car, right? Save that money, start a business maybe, like we already talked about. But yeah, it's tricky, man. It's like you have especially when you have the capability to do something like this, you really have to fight the urge, and of course taxes.
Yeah. I would say when you're looking at getting rid of one vehicle, but still kind of needing a vehicle, like even for you who's going to live like walking distance to your job, this is going to be times when you want to go out and do stuff, or like, back on the market, man, you might want to like go take a girl out. And like, I don't know. And this is like, gender politics is so hot topic right now. And like the fact that, okay, we're going to get into this. This is a hidden episode, so we're going to be a bit spicier than normal. The fact that most feminists want all the perks of gender equality and all the perks of women being treated better because of chivalry is total bullshit. It's double standard. If you want equality, we'll give it to you. But then when I ask to split the check, don't give me side eye.
Well, it's not equality, man. It's to the point where if you look at family law, right? If you have kids, if you have a house, if she's used to living at a certain lifestyle,
yeah,
that's alimony right there, right? To a certain tax bracket degree, right? And
it doesn't matter that you were used to that same lifestyle either,
right? And there's no incentive. There's no incentive for the man. It's high reward for the female, low risk. High reward, low risk for the female, but low reward, high risk for the male to get married. In today's day and age, it's a societal contract marriage that fucks over the dude in the long run. And it sucks that it's that way. And I know that there's a lot of this is just the way it is, but I know that there's a lot of females that are they see how screwed over the guy gets, but they, at the same time, why would you try to fight a system that is in your favor? That's why nothing ever gets done.
Right? They want us to fight the patriarchy, but I mean, it's working for us. And I understand, like equal wage should be, like, if we're both doing the same job, we should get paid the same.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't get paid the same just because you're a female, even if you're not doing the same job I am.
Well, and look at the job.
Oh, and a lot of times, yeah.
A female's not gonna
What
roll
is
up her
it?
sleeves and
Miners,
do
oil
plumbing,
drillers, welders, like mostly the dangerous jobs. That's what I was kind of getting at. Like most of the dangerous jobs are done by male,
and they're paid higher.
And that's what's getting people like riled up. Like, well, why is he making so much money? I'm like, well, he goes to work every day and could die.
Yeah.
Like we had a T-shirt, Mr. Ghostman. We talked about him before. He used to work in a steel mill. He didn't actually work in the steel mill. He would come in and fix their machines for him. But just being in those environments, he saw things because it's so dangerous. You have so much heavy machinery. A lot of times you have really hot machinery too, especially when you get to this melting and stuff, with cast forging and stuff. So it's really easy to not be around anymore. I've heard stories of people being crushed by the crucibles when they fall from their holders because the holder wasn't rated for the right heat. I've heard stories of people losing arms because they got too close to moving machinery that very slightly malfunctioned. Very slightly malfunctioned. Yeah. Like it moved half an inch farther out than it was supposed to or something, and it took their whole fucking arm off in an instant. And these are the jobs that pay a lot of money because you have those instances that happen. And these are the jobs that most women don't want because they're raised, generally for the most part, they're raised to be fragile little flowers a lot of times. And that's what society tells them to be.
Right, but I also don't think that I want to sound like I'm a misogynist, but it's that women should not be in that field. You know, I talk about the unions back in the day when, you know, a man could work a job, make triple the amount that a guy could make now. And, you know, they'd have a, 3-bed, 2-bath, boat in the garage, 2-car garage, and the wife would stay home. But that was back when we had unions. It's getting to the point where that's a pipe dream.
Yeah, and the thing is, we actually still have unions, believe it or not. Problem is, just like everything else in the world, the unions are out for their own cut now too.
Yeah, it's
because we started back. Labor unions back in the day were just because employers were getting fucked. They weren't getting health care that they needed for dangerous jobs. You had these people working in asbestos factories getting crazy sick, and you had these people working in popcorn factories getting popcorn lung. We heard about that a lot when vapes became more popular with propylene glycol and stuff. By the way, technically the amount of propylene glycol you consume in vapes is not dangerous. It's the fact that they were using so much that it was literally permeating their entire atmosphere within the factories. That's what was causing the popcorn lung. Excessive vaping can cause this to some individuals with weakened lungs already, but typically it's not a problem. Anyway, but what I was getting at with the car and the gender politics was that typically if I'm going out on a date with a female, because that's my chosen preference, I would naturally want to be the guy that picks her up because that's how the story goes, right? I'll pick you up at 7, you roll up, you walk to the door, you knock, you greet the father kind of awkwardly because that's how it goes, right? And then you walk into the car, open the door for her because you're a gentleman, go about your date, right? Because that's just how it works in my head. I don't typically ask to split the bill because I was raised that I should pay. And I'm okay with that. I believe I should offer to pay. But I also believe that if you're a feminist who believes in equality, you should offer to split the bill. I will refuse, but hearing you offer makes me feel good.
Yeah,
because it shows that you're willing to sacrifice something that we value, money, for my time and energy.
Right.
And it's so one-sided these days. Well, not even just these days, but it's been so one-sided for a long time. And now we're getting to this point where people want equality. We want equality. I don't know. Maybe I need to do some more research, but I don't really see a lot of inequality. That's a lie. I see a lot of inequality skewed in their favor.
Right. Why would they try to stop that?
Yeah, they're not. They're trying to get more of the good stuff, and none of the bad.
And you can't blame them because
I can't.
Women are. Naturally, hypergamy is the driving nature. So it's. I don't know. We're hitting a weird point where we're gonna run out of these. Well, we're not gonna run out of these jobs, but we touched on it earlier. We're getting to the point, and this is kind of going to another subject, but they kind of. This is kind of why I don't watch sports. This is kind of why I'm an oddball, and
They're so overpaid. It's ridiculous.
I read books. Well, we can get into the overpaid shit. Like, but why
Sports
are they
is a different day.
why are they getting paid so much, right? It's like it's to distract you, and it's to and I get it. Like people are diehard, like oh I'm a fucking Sox fan, I'm a fucking Cubs fan. Like cool, dude, I get that. Like that's cool if you want to do that in your spare time. But to me, I think it's what's that phrase? Give them food in a circus, and they won't look to see what we're doing behind the scenes.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an old phrase. It's an old phrase that they probably want us to forget. But
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's an old magician's trick. You look at this hand, so you don't see what this one's doing. You give somebody a steak and a show with this hand, and in this hand, you're taking their wallet and their job at the same time. And they don't notice because they got a steak and a show, and they're fine with it.
And there was a misquote that goes with that with Hitler. But it's more geared toward rights. He said the easiest way to he supposedly said this. He didn't. It was someone else. But the best way to take a people's rights away is to do it little by little over a long period of time, to where you don't even see it. So what I see for a future for us is we're going to be like you've seen VR. I saw a commercial. I was watching Amazon Prime because I had COVID, and there's nothing else to fucking do while you're isolating. So I was just watching like Prime Video, and there was a couple ads, but it showed this lady who was like, it basically showed this old mom, and she was climbing the skyscraper with a VR headset on, and it was like she can do anything she wants. When she's in the VR or whatever. It was, of course, sponsored by Facebook and Oculus and shit, which is, I think they're owned by Oculus. Or Facebook owns Oculus.
I think maybe, I don't know.
And I see this future that we're getting into to where we're not going to be, we have sports now, right? But I think, like, the lazier we're going to be dialed into the computer. We're going to be dialed into the VR headset to where our world, it's already turning to shit, right? We talk about global warming, climate control, and all that.
Population areas that never had a problem before being neglected more and more frequently.
Right. And I think we're not going to...
And out of the country, clearly.
We're not going to give a fuck about what's going on around us in this world while we are dialed into the other world.
Yeah, and like you said with sports, we're already seeing an uptake of esports being pushed on mainstream television.
Yeah.
I mean, ESPN now has a dedicated channel. Like, they have so many fucking channels. ESPN has so many channels. You have the actual game channel. You have the talk show channels. You have now you have the esports channel too.
Right.
And ESPN for just esports. Also, that what you were saying about people being like, oh, I'm a diehard Sox fan. I've loved the Sox from day one. That's an old notion, which doesn't really jive with the current sports world. Because the old notion was that you were a diehard Sox fan because you grew up on the South Side,
right,
and the guys playing for the team also grew up on the South Side.
Yeah.
Now, how many people on any sports team grew up anywhere near that town?
Select
Oh wait.
few.
Oh wait. Are they the main people ever?
I guess what I'm trying to get at is
Sometimes when they care.
when shit gets so bad, and there's an argument to be made, like, oh, if shit gets so bad, we're obviously gonna unplug from the VR. We're gonna look around, see that the world is shit, and make a change. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second that we're gonna do that.
We are seeing some good movements.
The only good movements I've seen is Marjorie Taylor Greene just decided that she was gonna support this bill to ban the ATF, which is a step in the right direction, because all that the ATF does is restrict your rights, even though they stand up there, they swear an oath to the Constitution, and then as soon as they get in, pull their pants down, take a shit, soil on the Constitution that they've just sworn to uphold and defend. And it's shit like that. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is shit like that. What I'm trying to get at is we're going to be dialed into this computer life to the point where we're gonna look around at the world. It's turned into shit. We want to escape. We get into VR. We're in there for, let's say, in the future, we figured out a way that we can sustain being in there for a week, right?
Right,
You can do
yeah.
whatever
Like
the
you
fuck
take
you
like you
want.
take supplements, you
Yeah,
hook up an IV in your
yeah.
home, and you can just be plugged in for a week straight.
And whatever's in the IV, whoever's promoting that, who the fuck knows what's in it? But
It won't be saline.
you're gonna, and then you take your VR headset off, you look around at the world, and it's completely changed. And
Yeah.
you were too busy being in your VR. You were too busy living in this utopia, in a sense,
Yeah.
like time, like not time travel,
Yeah.
teleportation and shit. Like
Yeah.
there was
Hold on.
haptic.
Before we get off that real quick, and when you said this earlier before we were recording, my thought was that you'd see, like it. I thought of like immediately thought of like a short like story or like even like a commercial to warn against physical world neglect. We'll call it. You see this guy pulls up to his high-end condo in New York City in a fucking awesome car, gets out, pressed Armani suit. This guy's, he's got it all. You know, he's got the super hot wife, he's got the pad, he's got the ride, he's got everything he wants. Gets in his house, sits down on his couch, and then you see his hand go up to a VR headset that's not there, and he pulls it off, and you become his eyes. And as he's pulling this off, all you can see is walls with holes in them, like you can see, like plaster and plath, paint splashes. There's a blood stain over there that nobody decided to wash off from the previous tenant who ended his life because he was tired of nonsense. You can see his wife; she's in a fucking burlap sack because they can't afford real clothes. She doesn't even have hair because she burned it off for some reason.
She doesn't need hair if she's got VR, right?
Actually, that was a funny thing. Like I referenced Ready Player One before. People would constantly shave all of their body hair so that the haptic suits that they wore to feel the virtual world would better suction to their skin.
Right.
So you'd have this world where all these people would do this. They would never leave their apartments because you could order food in the Oasis. It would come to you. You could have them. People had like airlocks. They'd have an outer door and then they'd have an inner door, like a mudroom. And you'd scan them in. You'd scan them into the inner room. They'd leave your pizza there, and then they'd leave. And then you'd go, and you'd never have to have contact. It'd be good for COVID. It would be good for COVID. I will say that. It'd be good for stopping spread of viruses and stuff. But at what cost? You're going to lose your humanity. You're going to lose what makes us us. You know, we evolved as a species mostly because we decided to band together and work together for a common goal. Problem is, what's our common goal now?
Yeah, we don't really have a.
We don't have a common goal. 1960. That was the last time we had a common goal. Get to space.
Yeah.
Beat the Russians to space.
I think like we touched upon buying digital real estate. That's a thing now. You can buy digital real estate.
You can buy a chunk of ground pretty much anywhere in the world,
and
that's yours now. Do whatever you want with it. Put an ad on it. Put up a store to sell whatever merch you want to sell. You could probably set up a virtual store for your OnlyFans if you wanted to.
I don't know how that works, but I'm not into the whole OnlyFans shit.
I'm in for the memes of OnlyFans, like the guys that make OnlyFans and then be like, "Hey guys, look at my chickens today." Like those guys are cool.
But it's, I guess, I totally see this world where this world that we live in right now is going to turn to garbage, and then we don't give a fuck because guess what? I have an internet connection and I have a VR headset.
Yeah,
I don't need this world. I have haptic feedback. I can teleport and meet Jed halfway across the world and feel his handshake. I can feel us riding these roller coasters. We're flying jets together. We're taking on the world battlefield style. We're so cool. That's it, Jed. That would be so cool. Why the fuck would you start giving a fuck about your outside environment if you have everything you need in your little cubicle? And let's say that cubicle is stacked on another cubicle on another cubicle.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Essentially,
we all end up in like a single room with catheters hooked up and shit. Yeah, and then we're in the Matrix, and then we put ourselves into the Matrix, which is not ideal. Yeah.
It makes me wonder, like, is that the only way we can have a utopia?
No, I think we can definitely achieve a utopia without that. We need to find the balance. It's all about the balance. And right now, the world we live in is being controlled by capitalism, and it's not it shouldn't be a bad thing, but this is runaway capitalism. This is capitalism at the expense of populace.
It's monopolization.
And that too. I mean, as an actor, what's something that scares me is Disney. Love Disney. I love what Disney does, but they own far too many production networks now.
Yeah.
Not even, and I'm not talking about just Marvel and Lucasfilm. Those are two huge production companies, but they own a lot of smaller ones too.
Yeah.
And for me that's scary, because that means that if I piss off Disney, which I probably already have, long before now, trust me, I have tattoos. That's enough. That could mean that I could eventually in the future never be able to get into acting because I
Exactly.
Disney.
And that reminds me of Hunter S. Thompson, which I believe I've mentioned to you, Jed. I don't know if you looked into him. Fear and Loathing. Basically, he was a writer-director of these films and novels that he crossed a line when he started researching into 9/11. He was going to do a 9/11, I guess, wasn't really, it was more of a documentary. It wasn't really a movie he was going to make. But he started researching into 9/11, seeing all these anomalies, seeing all this shit that average conspiracy theories, I guess, would see, or theorists would see, and tie them together. And he died. He killed himself. And he was not the type at that moment in his life to do so. Like statements given from close friends and family said so. Like he was not in the mental state of killing himself. He dove too deep. He pissed enough people off.
It's hard to justify though, because sometimes, like, I mean, Robert Williams was the same way.
Okay.
A lot of times the most depressed people don't seem depressed. And I get what you're saying. In his case, it does seem fishy. Like anytime, like usually when people say, "Oh, they didn't seem suicidal," I generally be like, "Oh, well, I mean, hey, you know, they're depressed. Maybe they were really good at hiding it because that's what you do when you're depressed." But anytime somebody's looking into something like that, and then they die, and then they kill themselves spontaneously,
well,
why was the exit wound on his forehead?
Well, and it
like who shoots himself like this?
And it that reminds me of Chris Cornell. Who's the guy? Christopher, or who was the guy from Lincoln Park?
Oh,
Chester Bennington or whatever.
Something like that.
Is that it? I don't know. So those two, also along with Bourdain, Anthony Bourdain, they were all looking into child pedophilia. Who started this? Who started that? And they all killed themselves. Weird.
That's
also,
strange.
Hillary Clinton, the advisor to who was it? Someone who spoke out. This was recent. This was like last week. He killed himself. Some guy who spoke out against Hillary Clinton to Bill or something about what they were doing. One of their close advisors who spilled the beans. He just killed himself. It's shit like that like.
Friendly reminder, over 3,000 emails were deleted by Hillary Clinton. These were confidential, top secret emails that should not have been deleted. Also, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself, and look out for your kids, and don't let them go to islands with strange people.
Right.
And don't buy Little St. James. You don't want it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just. But the thing with that shit is it gets shut down by these monopolies. Facebook. Oh, this is fact checked. This is the censorship we're seeing. The fact checkers, man. Those are the biggest fucking.
What's interesting is if you notice that on our video where we talk about flat Earth with Delane, right underneath there's a thing that says this video contains stuff that cannot be proven or something like that.
Yeah, Wikipedia. This is an old. Yeah, this is Wikipedia says this is an old. What the fuck was it? It was an old theory or something. It's something along the lines. And
it's basically just something to discredit whatever we say in the video. But what we say in the video is this is just a belief system that some people have, and we're here to explore it. So I mean, they really shouldn't be doing that. But also, at least they looked at our video.
I don't know. Did they look at our video?
No,
Because
it's probably an automated system.
I took a screenshot, a screen recording of me searching with the exact words, our title on YouTube, the exact title.
On like an unlogged account.
Yeah, not my account. It was a unlogged account. And everything that came up was debunk, flat Earth debunk, flat Earth debunk. It took me. I didn't find it. Matter of fact, I searched.
Some of our other podcasts showed up.
Our other podcasts showed up because I had typed in, the Gentleman's Bureau, whatever. But the
exact same title.
The algorithm did not promote at all the shit that we had talked about, and it begs the question: what is the algorithm doing? Why did it do that? Was it flag? I'm assuming when we got the flag on, where the Wikipedia popped up at the bottom and it said, false, old theory.
That should have been the end of it.
That should have been.
I would have been okay with that.
No,
that's all I did was just put that as like a little statement like, hey, YouTube doesn't support this as as factual information.
Yeah.
That would have been fine with me because I mean it is a theory.
Everyone can believe what they
Everyone
want
can believe what they want to believe, but the fact that you're like intentionally hiding a video, because of what it says. Now that is where we border on. That's where we get into the free speech talk, and that's where YouTube gets sticky because YouTube is a publisher. No, YouTube is not a publisher.
They're not a publisher, and they're a platform. And they act as a service. So if they want to
post whatever you want, as long as it doesn't break their guidelines.
Right. That's how they get away with it. Is their guidelines, which are guidelines. They're not.
Well, I mean, the guidelines are like what got Jake Paul. Don't show dead bodies on the channel. Don't threaten people. That kind of stuff. We didn't break any guidelines by talking about the flat Earth theory. We were just exploring something.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we even told people this is a theory. We don't expect you to believe it. We don't want you to fall into any traps. Do your own research, which if you can do it on everything, anything.
Yeah, and I was going to say that earlier when we were talking about intelligence. And my definition of intelligence is somebody's ability to question the information they're given. Right. If I tell you that the sky is blue, you shouldn't believe me because it's not.
Yeah.
If I tell you that there's an asteroid coming in 3 months that's going to destroy the Earth, the first thing you should do before panicking is Google that. And even go a step further past the Googling. Look at where those sources are coming from. Is it a newspaper? Is it the government? Is it NASA? Is it, somebody that would be a reliable source for if an asteroid was going to strike Earth? Yeah. There was one going around a while ago. It was they took an actual asteroid's name and they said, it's going to destroy the Earth in 2 years. No, it's actually going to fly sort of close to the Earth in a couple years. Mm-hmm. And it does this every, I think it's 7 years cycle. But the closest it's going to get is 260,000 miles, which is not very close at all. It's well outside of our atmosphere. Probably won't even touch our most distant satellites' orbits.
Yeah.
And it's just, I read that, and the first things that popped up were stuff about this asteroid and how it gets closer and closer to the Earth every year. But it's going to get close, and then it's going to start getting farther away on the other side. According to our current data, they're still monitoring it. That's most of what NASA does, is monitoring asteroids and comets and making sure that we are not on the brink of an apocalyptic event. Because right now, if we detected an asteroid on a collision course with the Earth, we would not be able to stop it with what we have available. If you've seen Armageddon, where they take a group of drillers and somehow quickly train them to be astronauts and fly them to an asteroid to blow it up with a nuke, that'd kind of be our best bet. I mean, obviously, we would just use astronauts and train them to drill to be faster than training drillers to be astronauts. It really didn't make sense. The actors questioned the whole premise of that plot. But anyway, sells the movie, right? But that'd be our best bet, to send astronauts up to an asteroid with nuke and hope they could actually land on a fastly moving astronaut. Be like hitting a bullet with another bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, we'd just hope that the nuke broke it into small enough pieces. But it could honestly just crack it right in half, and now we have 2 problems instead of 1. And that's our best bet right now. and it kills me that the whole world is focused on, oh, what are the Kardashians doing? What movie's coming out? Oh, sports teams going to the finals. Oh, I need to get that new Louis Vuitton purse for my trip that I'm going on to impress my friends. I don't go on trips to impress my friends. I go on trips because I want to go somewhere and have fun. Sometimes I go just because I want to help my buddy move. But I'm also going to have fun in Denver for like a weekend. Why not?
Yeah.
And it's like we said earlier, we don't have a collective goal anymore.
No, it's we're being the goal is being subdivided into fractions and tiny, which I guess in an ideal state, that's good that we are not. The issues that we are tackling are so minute they could be worse. So I guess that is a good thing, but also every civilization before it crumbles is focused on gender and gender fluidity and just sex in general.
Yeah.
And I kind of wash my hands with all that shit because that to me doesn't matter. I am who I am. I enjoy the company of a female because I'm a man and that's my taste. And if you enjoy something else, dude, what does that fucking matter to me? It's when we get tribalistic about it and shove it down people's throats is where I go, hold on, what are you distracting me from?
Right.
Because the way that you control a society is by doing that. You just divide and conquer. You divide them.
Can't fight you if they're fighting each other.
Exactly. And that's what they want. And if we start to wake up, realize this.
Yeah. My whole stance on it is I have no problem with gay men. In fact, I encourage gay men. Please, if you're a man, be gay. More fish in my sea. But if you're a girl, no. No, it's just not fair, man. 2 girls out of the dating pool at one time? Come on. I'm just kidding. I don't really give a shit. It doesn't really affect me. There's 8 billion of us on this fucking planet. If you want to fuck a goat, I don't care. Just stay away from me while you do it. However, I want to say pedophilia is still fucking sick. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Right, like anytime I see one of those love is love shirts, I think back to an old post like, oh, love is love? So the 40-year-old man that loves 10-year-olds is love? No.
That's what
That's
they want.
sick.
That's what they want because, well, it promotes the divide and conquer.
Yeah.
In a sense that it makes sense, right? Like I'm not gonna stand for that shit. So that's like one of the easier traps that I could fall into. Is standing up for that, or standing up against that. But it's just little issues like that they want to weaponize to make us divide and conquer. It's like, dude, leave it alone. Focus on what they are doing. Why are they doing it? Look at the future. Invest. Act smart. Care about your rights. That's all I give a fuck about, dude. Be a good person. Be a fucking good person.
Golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
If you want to be left alone, leave people alone.
Yeah.
If you want people to, like, greet you with some kind of merriment in their voice, like, hey, man, how you doing? Do that. You get out the energy you put in. If you wanna prance around all day being depressed, but then expect people to be super happy to see you, they're not. They're not gonna be. I'm sorry. And I know sometimes you can't really control that, but like, you can't blame others for your problem, right?
No, you
blame the government, almost always, but
yeah, and that's such an easy. It's such an easy
out, right?
scapegoat, right?
Yeah.
It's like blame the government. What is the government? So it's a makeup of. Oh man, I mean,
let's not get into that.
Yeah, we could get into it, but
government.
There's no one person.
Yeah.
Even though we'd love to tag it onto one person, it's the puppets behind it.
It's not even actually the government. Facts, by the way.
So yeah, I guess where are we going to go in the future, guys? Are we going to be trapped in a computer content with And here's another thing: is if the majority of us are sick and tired of the politics, the bullshit, we use the computer, the VR, to escape. Those who those who don't do that, they're going to be targeted because why aren't you distracting yourself? Why
Yeah,
are you?
just like the Matrix, man. Anytime somebody breaks away from the program, they get hunted down by the Smiths.
That's right. And
And
it's
that's what
like
it's going to be like.
you'll put on your VR headset, right? I'll put on my VR. Jed will put on his VR headset. This is more realistic. Jed will put on his VR headset. He's in for a week. I haven't touched this shit at all. Um, I'm following current events, specifically rights being taken away, shit like that. I've turned into an activist, right? Because I give a fuck. Jed takes off his VR headset, opens his phone, sees that I just got killed by I don't know,
Some
car.
freak accident that
Yeah.
doesn't really make sense for some reason.
Yeah, some freak ant accident, and Jed's upset for a little bit. He's faced with his own mortality, but he
Goes right
further
back.
escapes. He goes right back.
I know what's going to make me happy, and it's mining some blocks and crafting some stuff.
It's that dopamine, right?
Yeah, it's
and
the dopamine.
it, it looks like that's where we're gonna go, dude. Sad to say. I mean, I'd love to be optimistic about it, but I also know that the generation that is growing up right now is so intertwined with, and it's so promoted. I mean, I was watching a commercial the other day where it was like, get the new 5G phone and you're gonna get Hulu, Stars, HBO, all this shit tacked onto it for free for a year or
Yeah.
something. Like when you upgrade, why would you not do that? Take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah.
And when you have something in front of you programming you, your program, that just makes it even better for the top dogs.
All right, two things. One, refrigerators built in 1970 will outlive us all, for the most part. Anything built before 1970 is probably still working today, except for certain things, of course. Anything built after 2000 is probably already broken, because things are not made to last anymore. They're made to be replaced.
Consume.
Consume. Two, might get a little bit dark here. I want to think. What's the root problem? Not what the root problem is. What was the catalyst? What caused this to start happening? And I think I know what it is.
Well, before you say what it is, I want to revert back to what I had said about our rights.
Okay, here you go.
You take a little bit away at a time over a long period of time. That's the game. That is the game, folks. And I think there's no big event. There's no catalyst. There could be. Now we can talk about COVID.
I was thinking further back. I was thinking way further back.
Real quick? Thinking about COVID. It's put us in our homes. It's made us isolate. It's made us be in the computer. It's made
Relying
us
on technology.
Yes, relying on technology. I'm over here getting DoorDash every other day because
I do love DoorDash.
I need to get Dash Pass to be honest, but
it's worth it if you use it enough.
yeah, but I keep
it's not
telling
if you
myself. Yeah, exactly. And I keep telling myself, why am I spending so much money? Do I need to do this? Stop doing it. In order to stop doing it, don't get Dash Pass.
I do catch myself now where I'm like about to get DoorDash and I'm like, it'd be so much faster if I just drove there myself.
Yeah, that's true. I have reverted to doing that now. Also, global warming, right? No one's going to go outside if it's 160 degrees.
Exactly.
And, you know, that could be pushed. That could be put into the catalyst, right? Where we all just get real comfortable, get real cozy.
Yeah, and you know what they'll say? They'll be like, oh yeah, we'll get the new VR headset and we'll put so much toward global warming relief. But
and that's
by the time that it's that big of a problem, it'll be too late. And also, most of the funds probably won't go where they're saying they're going to go.
And when you're a company like Facebook who owns Oculus and shit, you have enough money to supply people with their own
Yeah, right.
Wi-Fi. We'll pay your Wi-Fi when you get the Oculus.
Well, that might not be a problem though.
It's basically putting a link onto the chain that is already you sitting down in your home, getting sick because you're not outside absorbing the vitamins that you need, getting the exercise. That could be the catalyst, I guess, in a sense. But what were you talking about with the going back further?
Before I get to that, another thing with dogs and leashes, if you want to train a dog, the best way to do it is slowly shorten the leash. Same thing. But I think it would go back even further. I think it would go way back. So back in the day, right, when we're first making society, when society was being created, the weak didn't survive.
Right.
Spartan times, if your baby came out deformed, just something was wrong with it, abnormal, it generally got yeeted off a cliff.
Because it's weak.
It's weak.
It's
And,
not
and
gonna
the
benefit.
Spartans didn't want that in their populace. And I'm not going to say that any particular group of people or anything is like a defined characteristic of these weak people, but I'm just saying that I think we should take warning labels off of things. Like when you order a hot coffee,
Okay.
it shouldn't have to have a warning saying that it's hot. You ordered a hot coffee, okay? Yeah. If you are not smart enough to realize that something you ordered to be hot will be hot, I don't think we need you in our society. I mean, that's just me, and I am all about progress. I'm all about achieving utopia. I'm all about the betterment of the human race as a species. I want us to get to a point where we can all leave Earth and let it get back to normal. And I don't think we're going to get to that point. I think we're going to get to a point where the Earth is so overcrowded, we hurriedly send people off to colonize a new place. And instead of moving most of the populace there, it's just going to be a second breeding ground for us to keep expanding, which is fine. But I do think we need to be more focused on what's next. What's the next step for the species? What's our goal? And I mean, it also comes from us being divided into, 109 different countries? 200 and some different countries?
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand that it'd be difficult to unite that many different cultures, but I mean, America's kind of done it badly, but in theory, we've done it. All we need is tolerance. I didn't say Siri. I didn't say Siri. Shut the fuck up. That was weird.
Jed.
That was weird, huh?
Still listening.
What's weird is I say "Hey Siri" all the time and it never picks it up. Like right there, it didn't pick it up. But I'll say random other stuff and it'll pick that up. Doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever. Anyway, I understand that it'd be hard to get that many people with that many different belief systems to cooperate. But it comes down to one simple fact: what color is your blood?
Red.
How does your body work? Heart pumps your blood to your brain, which supplies it with a steady stream of oxygen and water in order for it to fire off neurons and form complex thoughts.
I am carbon life.
You are a carbon life form defined as Homo sapien. There's an argument to be made that we have evolved past Homo sapien, but it's hard to justify without being in the future. And that's what it is. We're all Homo sapiens. I bleed red, just like everybody else. Sometimes.
I bleed red, white, and blue, boy.
Well, I personally bleed red, white, and blue, but as a human, I bleed red. And if it came down to my country or the human race, I would have to side with the human race because
right.
It's more important
to think
than
of an event that would.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I love my country for what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
For what it's founded on. But I love my race because that's what I got. That's what I am. If I had to choose between humans and dogs, though, I'm sorry. Dogs win.
Yeah.
Because they're better than us.
Yeah, man. You ever, dogs are, there's something about dogs, dude. It's fucking weird. Because they're so fucking loyal and they give so much of a fuck about you. They're almost like a spirit animal.
It's strange.
In actual physical.
Yeah. They take on their own characteristics. And vice versa.
Yeah.
So what's weird is this last weekend I was back home with my folks and I had an interesting opportunity. So my father has told me a story about one of his friends from high school that unfortunately passed away making some fries. He was really fucked up. He made some fries in grease on his stove in his trailer, passed out, died from smoke inhalation. He's told me this story before. I have never heard this man stumble on a word during this story. I mean, obviously he'll get like blah, 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 jumbled up.
Who, yeah?
Yeah, my dad. But he'll never like get choked up
Yeah.
over this story. Maybe he did back in the day. But he recently had to put down one of his dogs. Her hips gave out. She was old. She was not comfortable. It was a humane situation. And my dad, it cost a lot of money to get a dog euthanized generally. 22 bullets is a lot cheaper. So, being on a farm and having free reign to do this, he took it upon himself to put the dog down. Hearing him talk about that, this dog that he's had for like 15 years, he chokes up about it every time he talks about it.
Have you seen Of Mice and Men?
I have not. But I've heard good
It's a
things.
John Steinbeck film.
Yeah.
To go with that, there's this, and if you've seen it, you know the scene I'm talking about. Old caretaker, old dog. Dog's been with the caretaker since he was a little pup. The dog is old. It smells. It brings in the bugs. The people, they basically live in a shack together because it's an old farm. So all the farm hands are getting sick of the dog, and they tell the guy that the dog can't even walk. Just go put it out. Take it outside. They give him a gun. They tell the old man, take out your dog. And the guy's like, oh, no. 5 minutes goes by. They're still hounding him about it. He's like, well, can we just do it tomorrow? And this guy proceeds. He's like, no, we're trying to get sleep tonight. We need this dog dead. So the old man, being weak and feeble, and I guess not having the guts to do it himself. This is the whole point of the film, the book, the novel, that I think really hits home, and it's kind of the main, I guess, takeaway from the film. So he lets the guy who was pushing for the dog to die, he lets him go kill him. He wakes up the next day feeling like shit, saying, I should have been the one to do that. I've been taking care of him, the dog. I should have been the one to shoot him, take him down. But instead, that guy did it. So, but in the film, Lenny and I forget what the other guy's name is, Frank, George and Lenny. So Lenny is kind of a slow, he's mentally retarded, clinically retarded, and he's big, he's strong, but he keeps giving George problems. Every time they go to a new farm to work, Lenny fucks up. They have to run away before they get killed because Lenny fucks up that bad. He keeps killing animals. Because he's so strong, he's mentally retarded. He squeezes things, kills them. So he, in a sense, is the dog to George. And at the end of the film, George takes charge and kills Lenny at the end because Lenny, once George got real comfortable at this farm, he's made friends. Lenny goes off in the barn, kills this woman on accident, but he does it anyways. A woman. Yeah, it was on accident, but it's, again, this guy is mentally ill. He is clinically retarded, and he essentially, they run off. Well, Lenny runs off, and by the time they come back and figure out what happened, they realize it was Lenny. They look to George like, George, get your boy. What's going on? Where's he at? We're killing him. Like, that's that dude's wife that he killed. And George takes charge, grabs a gun, finds Lenny, and he kills Lenny. But he took it upon himself to do it. Mm-hmm. He didn't let the gang of people who were going after him kill him. He met up with him first because he knew where he was. Yeah. Kills him. But it's like there's something to taking charge, taking matters into your own hands when it's something so personal like a dog or like a friend that is acting like a stupid dog, right? And I think that's the main takeaway from that film. It's a good film. It's a good book. Of Mice and Men. Jed, you should really watch that if you. Who's the actor that plays the? I forget who it is, but he's a good actor. Yeah, it's that just reminded me of that for
Well,
sure.
it's a little bit different too, because like I mean, the dog it might be a stupid dog because it's old as shit, but like you know, can you blame a dog for bringing in bugs? I mean, bugs like dogs. Dogs can't like bathe themselves.
Right. Lenny was pretty inept. He couldn't take care of himself. He would bring in trouble. He would bring in the bugs. He would.
It's different though,
It.
because the
It.
dog didn't start out though. Dog got old.
Well, yeah. Lenny didn't start out like that either. Lenny, when he was a kid, he says he got hit by a mule, kicked by a mule or a horse.
Okay.
So the parallels have been drawn, and they're pretty similar. Just have to
Wait, I
watch
guess
the
my
film.
question is why are George and Lenny together? Why are they a duo?
George has to take care of Lenny because Lenny is clinically ill, like he's retarded.
Why is George the one in charge of this?
George feels obligated to take care of him because they were cousins. They're cousins, and
Okay.
he promised his aunt, "I'll take care of him,"
Okay. There we go.
and that's where it kind of, yeah,
I don't know, man. I think I could probably put down a murderer before I could put down an old dog that I've had for years.
no, I see the point.
Like, if you started killing people, I'd put you down. But
they,
like,
they,
I've been thinking about putting my mom's dog down because he's like blind and he won't eat much.
yeah,
He doesn't seem unhappy though. Is the thing. Like he's slower. He doesn't do a whole lot, but he's not like yelping. He's not complaining like the like my dad's dog was. You know, he still gets around. He's just pretty much blind and doesn't eat a whole lot.
yeah.
And I've been thinking about like if I needed to put him down, could I do it? And I think maybe I could, but gosh, if I found out one of my friends was killing people, wouldn't have to think about it.
Well, yeah. And then of course this is back in the day when
Oh yeah.
we didn't have the laws and the I guess things were violent back then, right?
It was just that it wasn't law everywhere, right? Like in Old West, you wanted to somebody killed your mom, you had to send a letter to the nearest big town for them to send a marshal out.
Well, it's not even only that; it's the unspoken law that
That
you
too.
take law into your own hand when
Right.
it comes to certain situations. Almost like the man of the household needs to take charge on certain situations in certain circumstances for the betterment of the family. Um, to a sense, I don't know. Today's day and age is a little different, but yeah, it's definitely putting down a dog would be the hardest thing I think to do, but letting someone else do that would be harder.
Living with yourself after having let somebody else do that. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Like I would definitely push myself to do it myself before I would push myself to let somebody else do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just hope I'm never pressed with that kind of
Me too.
a decision.
Me too. I might have it soon.
Something you gotta think about, I guess. But and it's
Also, it's on a kind of a weird note. First job I did with cutting edge carpentry, we were putting a deck on this house in Plymouth, and right after we
Plymouth. That fucking one horse town.
no Plymouth, Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin. Okay. You know Plymouth, Illinois.
Yeah.
It's got like a old shitty car dealership with a bunch of old cars and
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, and like toward the end of the project, we'd already put on most of the skirting, which was just deck boards going vertical. And we'd found a part. There was so much rabbit poop on the property, by the way. We knew there were rabbits out there because it was like not quite a farmhouse, but it was back from the road, had a lot of like open property. It had a little lake.
You can tell.
Really nice house,
Yeah.
log cabin-esque. Two-car garage attached to the house, like 4-car garage separated from the house. Massive property. But anyway, we had noticed that a rabbit had already dug out and got under the deck. And one of the guys that was like my superior, wasn't quite my boss, but he'd been there longer. Like I was taking from his lead.
Right.
He said, "Hey, just grab one of those rocks from like the garden and just kind of put it over the hole." Picked up a rock, turned it over, and it said Cromwell Pet Cemetery. And I was like, "Nope." put it right back, grabbed a different rock, and it was spooky, dude. I was like, oh fuck.
Dude, I want to get on the subject of ghosts.
I don't think where I grabbed the rock was the pet cemetery, but I do believe that rock was taken from the pet cemetery somewhere else on the property. What were you saying?
Do you believe in ghosts?
Mm.
The reason I bring this up is because of in Ohio. I used to live in Ohio, the town.
That one horse town?
Right. Out in the country.
For some reason, they had their own high school and their own school district.
Yeah.
The high school had like 4 to 5 people, like average class size of like 2.
Yeah, I went there until like 2nd grade, and then I moved to BD.
And they were well within our range of our district because we had a huge area for our district because of all the small towns and stuff. So they should have just been a part of our district. They probably will be.
Went to north, if anything. But
yeah,
I think with budgets and shit, they probably will. But so we lived in this farmhouse out in the country, and I've never experienced anything quite like I have at this place. You know how when you're young, you're more susceptible to paranormal activity because your brain, you're almost, there's a veil right now because we're older, right? I believe. But this house was fucked up, man. This house was haunted as shit. Turned out it was built on this old Indian burial place, right? It made sense later on when I had thought about all of the heads, the arrowheads that I would find in the ground. I'd pick up and I'd be like, huh, weird. I'd keep them in my room.
Do you have any left?
What?
Do you have any left?
Fuck no. And I'll tell you why. Yeah, I'll tell you why. And this isn't like I'm not being hyperbolic or anything. I'm going to tell you these stories, and you guys can interpret it how you want. First story. I was in my bedroom. This was late at night, and I remember I was looking towards my doorway, right, like towards the entrance of the room, and I remember seeing these 2 eyes. They were like reddish, and it was like a creature that was kind of on its hands and knees looking at me.
Like a Wendigo.
Yes. And that has
also, there's way too many cultures with references to something similar to a Wendigo for them to not exist.
Yeah.
For the record.
And I believe, like, now that you said Wendigo, I couldn't think of the animal, but that is an old, like, Mexican, it's almost like the El Chupacabra.
It's similar to the Chupacabra, but the Chupacabra has a little bit different myth around it.
Right. But that fucking thing, right? That is exactly what I saw. And being a little kid, you got your covers, and I just put my covers over my face after staring at it for a good 2 minutes, and I went to sleep, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, probably around 3 a.m. because that's when paranormal shit happens, and I remember
right now.
Is it?
Why'd that cup just move?
Yeah,
this didn't happen.
And I'm not being hyperbolic. And trust me, the next story you're gonna think I'm making up, but I'm not. In this instance, I was picked up out of my bed and thrown against the wall and landed back on my bed, because my bed's up against the wall. So it was just like backboard. And then I went back. I was petrified. I just sat there the rest of the night, didn't really sleep, and I just laid there. So that goes on. That happened. And then one night, I thought this was a dream, but it was not a dream. I went downstairs, went into my kitchen. I saw this old man, and it looked like he was sewing, like hand sewing, or doing like almost like crochet really fast on my stove. And I was like, so I like stood there because I went downstairs to go get a drink, right? This is late at night. And he turned to me and started like screaming at me, like yelling, cussing, like an old, nasty old man, like a fucking just an asshole, dirty bitch, old man, like
dirty bitch,
dude. I fucking bolted. In the way this house was set up, it was kind of big. I ran through the patio, or I ran through the pantry room because we had a whole room, and I ran through the pantry room into the computer room, into the living room and I hid, nestled up against the couch, and the dude ran right by me, and I stayed there till the morning, till I could see the sun, and then I ran back up to my room. But I swear to God, this fucking happened.
Hmm.
And I didn't believe, like people who tell this shit, like, this shit has stuck with me. People who talk like this, people who tell stories like this, I typically dismissed until this shit happened to me. Um, but I don't know what the fuck it is. And then my sister's got other stories of the house of my dead uncle's picture moving around the wall and shit, like weird spooky shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Have you ever fucking experienced anything where you know it wasn't a dream? You know that was fucked up.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced
Something I just don't have an explanation for. So to get back to like the veil you talked about.
And if you guys have any stories like this, please drop it in the comments. I'd love to listen, or I'd love to read them.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like that too. But I think a lot of the reason that you typically find people experiencing paranormal stuff at a young age is because, and because it gets a bad rap, it's because it's easily explainable. Like when you hear whistling in an old house, a lot of times it's not paranormal activity. A lot of times it's just a hole, wind, and bad insulation. But as a child, doesn't know that that's a thing, who thinks that the house is indestructible, right? I was in my house was like a fucking fortress.
Right.
I locked my door at night and I was like, I am safe. Didn't matter that I had a door-sized window that I'm pretty sure I could punch through if I wanted to. Didn't matter. It was a fortress. House was sealed. So like a lot of paranormal activity can be easily explained by, creaky floorboards, an old house wind, that kind of stuff. There is stuff that cannot be explained by that.
Like those two stories I just
Exactly.
If you guys have an explanation for it, please.
Could have been some weird drunk dude that broke into your kitchen.
I don't think so.
But I don't think so. Wouldn't it's Ohio.
It was a
Ohio.
Yeah, it was a transparent figure.
It was kind of see-through. Okay.
Yeah, the second one when I was downstairs.
Personally, I can't remember a time when I was like, "That's a fucking ghost." I can't remember any time that things have moved on me when they haven't supposed to. But I hear people calling my name a lot.
Are you fucking schizo?
I've thought about it, but no, it's
This still happens, or
yeah. But like every once in a while, I'll just be like, "Jed," I'll be like, "Oh, what?" There's no one here.
That's so weird because I've started to have that happen.
And sometimes what's weird, sometimes there will be somebody there, but they didn't say my name.
Yeah.
But they were thinking it. Like I've gotten up, like I've been playing my game at my mom's house, headphones on, and like 1 second, guys, and I take my headset off and I go like, "What's up, Mom?" She's like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Didn't you just call me?" She's like, "No, but I was about to." I was like, weird. And we do live in an old house. It was built in like 1920 or so, 1948 or something like that. It's an old house, and yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything super like paranormal.
Nothing like I told.
No,
Yeah, it's kind of hard to
is.
find that shit. Yeah, I feel like a freak.
I feel like you were in a spot to find it though. Indian Burial Ground,
Ohio.
not Ohio State. I mean, Ohio State's Ohio State, but this is just Ohio, Illinois. But
And like where we're at,
it's
India, like Tiscawah, Ohio.
Yeah.
All these areas were very, they were controlled by old
like
Indian tribes.
What was that? What was it? Big fucking town that was St. Louis is built on it basically. It was like a huge. It was like the closest thing the native tribes had to a metropolis. I always think of Chattahoochee and Chillicothe when I'm thinking of it. But yeah, it's where that big mound in St. Louis is from. We learned about it in school.
Yeah, I can't.
Wakem, not Wakem. But yeah, basically there was like this big, like very large Indian settlement, and I mean that like in terms of they were mostly nomadic tribes, right?
Right.
And they would set up some, once things got, once they started some of them settled down. Like the Iroquois settled in the longhouses, and you had the some of the southwestern tribes that made the adobe houses and the canyons and stuff. But for a large part of it, they were smaller tribes. They'd have bigger tribes, but they didn't all live together. Usually, they would be like Sioux here, Sioux here, Sioux here, Sioux here, and then all around and stuff. But this was one place where they had like a lot of natives in one area, and it was multiple different tribes.
Yeah,
Multiple different tribes, and that was in St. Louis. That was in St. Louis, which is like pretty close in retrospect. Well, in perspective of like where we grew up, and yeah, I mean we have the Illinois River pretty close to us, which I'm sure was a huge spot for Native people to be around because you build around water. You build around water.
Yeah.
Mississippi River, Illinois River. I mean, the canal wasn't there, but we've got so many freaking rivers and stuff around our area. Like it's the perfect kind of country for those tribes to flourish. So yeah, there's a lot of heritage, and there's there's probably like 4 or 5 historical sites you can visit that are related to the Native Americans around us.
Yeah.
Just for some perspective of like the area we came from. And it's just, I think it's hard to, do I believe in ghosts was the original question, right? And I don't know. Just like I am with religion. I don't know. I mean, I believe there is something more to us than carbon material and electrical impulses.
So like spiritual.
Yeah, I believe there, on some level, we have a soul, if you will. It might be formed after we're born. It might be formed long after we're born. Slowly over time, as we progress, as we grow a consciousness, as we grow a personality,
As we go through experience.
I'm not sure. Do I believe that people can leave behind some of their essence when they die? Yeah, I mean, especially if you died in like a pretty horrendous way, right? I think it's entirely possible that you would leave behind an echo of some kind that some kind of like there's a word for it, for like an avenging spirit or something like that. There's a word for it. I can't think of it. Like, so I could be wrong about this, but I believe most Indian burial grounds were built on battle sites, right? So like Gettysburg, which was the bloodiest battle in American history. Most of the graves are at the site. I mean, it's referenced in the speech, right? We have gathered here today to dedicate a portion of this battleground to serve as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, blah, etc. So I do believe that, again, it was just easier, right? Instead of moving all the bodies back to the home, village, it's easier just to bury everybody that died in this big battle right here, where they died. So if you take that into consideration, if it is factual, which it might not be. I don't know the history of this particular burial mound. I could be totally wrong. But if I am right, then this was an area of great strife. This was a great area of great conflict. It's fair to assume that there could have been one person there who had a strong enough spirit, we'll call it, that when they died, something got left behind.
Yeah.
And you could also get into the theory of religion is what you make it, right? So like you believe that Christians go to heaven when they die if they were good, and hell if they were bad, and you could believe that alongside that, the Muslims are right and the Jews are right, and everybody's right. You could believe that everybody's right within their own sphere, right? Based on what you believe. Well, then where do you go if you don't believe in anything? You get left behind.
You get left behind, right?
I don't know. That's my entire theory of religion. I don't know.
Well, there's it makes sense, when you consciously...
Also, sorry, my back was killing me.
You're good. You're the guest.
And this chair is so fucking comfy.
That is pretty comfy.
In terms of recliners, I want this one. I might fly this back with me.
Yeah, probably not. But
it'll fit in my carry-on.
It makes sense, because when you focus on something, let's say it's religion, let's say you are a devout Christian and you focus your whole consciousness on it, you are creating your own world.
Manifest.
You're manifesting. Just like, that's why I'm very careful with my words anymore. When I used to be a very negative person. I, to some extent, can still be, but I'm trying to be very cautious with my words and my consciousness because you are manifesting what you say. Like when someone asks, "Hey, how are you doing? How's your day? Are you like, hey, how's COVID? Are you beating COVID?" What I always say is, "I'm getting better every day because I'm manifesting." And like chemically, neurologically, you are when you are positive, it's almost like a placebo. Your body reacts to what you say. So like, I'm getting better every day. I feel like tomorrow is gonna be a great day. Shit like that.
Yeah, it
like,
kind of comes back to like mind over matter.
exactly. You're focusing. You're putting your consciousness towards something positive. Whereas those fucking vampires, those fucking energy vampires that are always negative and they're always so. You don't want to be around them.
We hate those people. I've been that person.
I've been that person, dude.
And like, I get more drained. You get more drained doing it.
Yeah.
And you drain everybody around you,
drain
and
everyone
nobody
around
wants
you.
to be your friend anymore.
Their energy, because
So stay positive, folks.
yeah, I mean, there's something to it.
And in the spirit of positivity, why don't you like this video? Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah,
We'll
like,
wait.
comment. Yeah, it's right there. I know you're looking at it. I know. Like part of you right now is thinking,
Like button. Right there.
do I like this? Do I even
Subscribe button.
comment? Do I
Right there. Scroll down a little bit.
But
Comment section.
But yeah,
Do it.
there's something to it, man. There's something. Yeah, I like that. There's something to it. I think the more positive we are every day, I mean, that just spreads too.
Okay.
Like, people want to be around you. People want to
Yeah.
mimic and embrace you. So, positivity. There's a lot of like hippy dippy shit that I can say, but like it's so true. You know what I mean? It's not.
Like, now, I don't want to discredit anybody's belief systems here, but hanging on to a bunch of rocks because of the energy they give off. I mean, everything does vibrate with its own frequency, so there's some legitimacy to the claim, but the belief that holding on to these rocks is going to cure you of cancer. People believe that. People believe that holding on to some of these stones can like cure serious ailments.
Well, real quick, to touch on that, okay. They're not completely wrong. I was listening to he was on Joe Rogan, and he was talking about, I think it was Dan Aykroyd, to be honest, and he was talking about these crystals, and certain crystals, they give off a frequency, right? Everything is energy, so it bounces off.
Everything vibrates at its own specific frequency.
Yes. So he was talking about these people who think they have to get all these rocks, but the thing about that is you have all these different rocks.
Yep.
You get all these frequencies, and it basically turns into a stream.
Yeah.
It's not good energy. So like if you have one or two rocks, there is something to it. But like the people that like hoard onto all these fucking rocks and keep them all around them, you're literally just being screamed at.
White noise.
Frequency.
Blast.
It's terrible for you. But
I saw one where they glued a bunch to the steering wheel.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, now you have a claymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I want to stay on ghosts, but I want to get less heavy. We're being really heavy. And I mean, that can be fun. That can be enlightening. It can be something. It can be engaging. But I want to have more fun with it. If you could have a ghost pet, would you? Like you walk into a store, like you walk into PetSmart. You're looking for a new cat or dog, right? Whatever you want, cat or dog.
Yeah.
If for some reason Nala wasn't around anymore, would you go for a
Shut
dog?
the fuck up.
Would you go for a dog?
She's gonna live forever.
Cats do live a long time.
Yeah.
But anyway, would you go for a cat or a dog?
Ooh.
Spur of the moment. Don't think about it too much. It's a small example. Cat or dog?
Dog.
Okay, dog. So you walk into PetSmart and you be like, "Hey, buddy, I'm looking for a dog." And he's like, "All right, I got 2 dogs available. One's a dog, one's a ghost dog. Which one would you go with?" Same breed, we'll say.
Well, the ghost dog would live forever, technically, right? Well, the hand live forever, but like
until it's no longer
useful. So it's
I
no
don't
longer
know
useful.
if useful is the right word.
Well,
Like,
where are we getting at here? What's this?
I don't know.
Let's say,
I just
okay,
think it'd be super cool to have a ghost dog.
well, what would it do?
I don't know, man, but it could probably play fetch through walls.
What am I throwing? Fake bone?
I don't know. A ghost bone?
I guess it's got its own ghost bone. Or
I don't
ghost
know, man.
bone.
I just thought we could talk about something wacky for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Let's expand. Ghost dog, um, zombie dog, mutant dog. I don't know, man. Aesthetics.
What is this, Mad Max?
I don't know. Okay, so
Aesthetics.
ghost dog, zombie dog, mutant dog, normal dog, vampire dog. I don't know. What are we thinking here?
I'm thinking a regular dog, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to beat perfection, right?
Yeah, and there's something to you told me about this YouTube channel that
Oh, the Gentleman's Bureau. Now on Spotify.
now on Spotify. No, you talk about this YouTube channel that they basically took the channel down themselves because they wanted to live in the moment. They wanted basically to come to grips with the mortality of life in a small little window, and essentially, it hurts, right, when you lose a loved one, when you lose a dog. But there's something
Life is sweet because it ends.
Yes, it's like a good day is good because you've had bad days. You can't always have good days because you have nothing to base that good day off.
With positive mentality, you can generally always have good days, but
Yeah,
there'll always be bad events.
perspective.
Yeah, man.
What I mean is, like, you've got to kind of come to grips with mortality on not your own mortality, but the mortality of the pets that you take in. Like, I know one day Nala's gonna die.
I didn't know that. Have you seen her die before?
I didn't know that. What are you saying this?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, so peekaboo, right? For children, peekaboo.
I don't know that. Oh,
Peekaboo. It's entertaining for children because they don't have object permanence, right? Their infantile brains are not yet capable of perceiving the notion that just because they can't see something doesn't mean that it's not there. As you grow up, you get object permanence and you realize that, oh, just because I can't see my refrigerator doesn't mean that it's not there. It's still right where I left it. Unless some crackhead decided to come and carry it out on a bicycle. I've seen it happen. But not in person. But like, and that's what we're kind of. Hold on, I had a way to bring this back to pets dying. But like, when you get past object permanence, you have to kind of unlearn it a little bit into object impermanence of like mortality. And I don't know, man, it's one of those things. It's like, on the one hand, you can be religious about it and say, oh, I don't need to worry about my loved ones dying because I'll see them again in the afterlife.
Right.
But then on the other end, for me at least, there's always a doubt. Like, I'll probably not see everybody that I knew in the afterlife, right? I'm sure we're not all going to go to the same place, unless we all do go to the same place.
Have you seen Finish what you were saying?
I was kind of fading out.
Yeah, I got that vibe. Have you seen Lost? You've seen Lost.
He's asked me this question like 6 times.
Well, at the end of Lost, they all kind of gather in.
I don't know if I've actually seen the end of Lost though.
So in the end of Lost, which will last aired
Spoiler alert.
2010, so if you haven't seen it, sorry, or if you're mid-watch, skip this part.
But come back.
Come back to it when you're done.
Bookmark.
They've created. At the end of Lost, they're all dead. They all realize they've died, but they're in this blissful house of sanctuary that they have created, so they can meet in this one house of sanctuary with all the people they've ever met. and it's a very beautiful
Like
ending.
metaphor. Okay. It's like metaphor, right? Yeah.
Which goes back to like what you manifest. But they've manifested this house that they can all go to and talk to each other when they all die. I thought that was very beautiful. Like this is not the end when you die. Basically, they were saying this isn't the end. We move forward. We move on to our next journey. And I don't think we can even comprehend what the fuck that journey is after this life. This is a crazy fucking life, dude. And it's like,
Yeah, so there's a Netflix show called Love, Death, and Robots, and if you haven't watched it, you need to. It's not really a show. It's more so a collection of short stories, mostly animated stories, but like not like cartoon, more like high def animations. And there was one where you follow these three robots in post-apocalyptic Earth, right? And they're visiting, an old city, and there's bones everywhere. There's a cheerleader that hung herself in the gym. They pick up a basketball, and they don't really know what to do with it. But they end up going to this diner, and they're talking about so they ate this stuff, and then one of the robots is a bit more knowledgeable about humans because he was like a nursing bot, right? To take care of babies. Baby monitors, that's what they were. He says that, yeah, they had an internal vat of acid to digest their food. And I mean, if you think about it, as a species, as a thing, as a being, it's super inefficient. We take food, grind it up with bony surfaces, bring it into our bodies for it to be dissolved in a vat of acid and dispersed throughout our body as needed.
right.
And whenever we don't need, which doesn't make sense that we're eating things we don't need in the first place, just leaves our body. I understand that maybe the body has some stuff it needs to get rid of, but why are we eating stuff we don't need?
Well, it's like if we could. Well, I get what you're saying, and
it's inefficient existence.
I see where this is going to be solved later on, but it will require you to monitor your cortisol, your caloric intake, and everything like that to the point where you're going to basically get fed. Essentially, this is just a theory of what could come. You're going to get fed the amount you need of whatever you need, and nothing is. It's more efficient. It's like a fuel. It's like a car. The truck back in the day would get 10 miles to the gallon. Now it's getting 18 because we figured out a way to use fuel more efficiently.
Yep.
Kind of the same thing, I think, but it's going to be a device you wear. It monitors that.
I was going to say,
you want to partake in that. It's going to help, but who else is monitoring your?
Right.
That's where I get.
I was going to say, that's where the chips get interesting, right? When they can monitor, all your levels and it's interesting stuff. And I mean, so face value. Let's talk about face value for a second. Face value, yeah, me too. Face value, a chip being implanted into your brain that allows you to interact with the digital world and keeps track of your vital signs, intakes, outtakes, stuff you need, stuff you need less of. On face value, that would be super beneficial. Maybe besides the interacting with the digital world, that part aside, it would be super beneficial to the species, right? We'll have a better understanding of our own bodies, of what's working for us, of what we need. But as you kind of alluded to, there's always that undercurrent of who's gaining from this, and am I okay with it?
Right. Also, to go on top of that, it's
So is it okay if I keep squeezing this, or is it gonna
No, you're good. It's just a capo for my guitar.
Yeah, I knew it was. I'm an idiot. Just kidding. I kind of am.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
So with that device, you could essentially be walking through your life, or there's a benefit to just going to McDonald's and picking out, right? freedom. But when I feel like you're gonna tiptoe around McDonald's. You're gonna be like, fuck, because you've got this AI that's telling you, hey, you can have a lifespan of 97 years old if you just eat this specific food or get this shit. So you're constantly when your mortality when you're looking at your mortality, you're not living in the moment because you're gonna be so focused on like, can I eat that? Like, what's that gonna knock off my life? Like, what happens if I do this? Like, there's a benefit to it, but there's also maybe gonna be a connotation where your free will, your just living in the moment is going to be challenged by your consciousness saying to you, hey man, you know the price you're paying for it, so you gonna do it?
Right. And it would have to be like, you have to be able to turn it off. And you have to be able to dictate what it's telling you. Like, you don't want it to be like, you're eating way too much, but like you're trying to gain weight so you can, bulk up, right?
Yeah.
So there would have to be a lot of settings, and we're still many years away from this kind of technology. But if you were wearing a watch that was counting down, to your death day,
that's what I'm talking about, dude.
I think you'd
be tiptoeing.
No. So like,
I would.
So outside of the chip keeping track, you're just at this point we're talking about just wearing a watch that's counting down to your end. There's a movie about this. I can't remember time. It might have been Time. I don't know.
Well, in Time, the currency is time.
That's
the currency. So
yeah,
like,
right.
They have these little wars where they like twist. They like arm wrestle, but it's not an arm wrestle. It's like you grab my hand, and I'm wearing a watch. You're wearing a watch. You've got 1 billion hours. I've got like 675.
Yeah.
And how we twist it, I take time from you, you take time from me, to the point where like people get into these wars where your time's added to mine, mine's added to you. Obviously, if you're strong-handed, you've got 1 billion trillion hours. Like, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm living forever. You just train this arm to do that, and that's how they like can get away with. And if you exchange with time, it's like a currency to where you go to the store and you're like, all right, I'll give you this. Turn it. Boom. You're good. Yeah, I gave you the amount of time that you need. Because time is like, you get what do you track when you get paid? You get paid
by the hour.
$20 per hour, right? By the hour. So it's like
time that we have that we can't get rid of.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, but I think if you just take out the pay scheme of it, and you just had a watch that was counting down to your end, I think you'd live more.
Oh, you would take more chances. You would, that's a good point. Like, you would realize your mortality is coming to an end. Like, I just had my 25th birthday, dude, and I'm like, what? 25, dude? I'm gonna be fucking 30 soon. What? 30?
Yeah.
What? 30, dude? I'm over here just the other day, 15 years old, stealing cars.
Yeah, you know what I think? From friends.
From people I knew.
It got back. It got back.
It got back.
It was bad. No charges were
have been busted a little bit.
Shit happens. Anyway, a watched pot never boils. And I think that's what it kind of comes down to. So, like, we're kind of conditioned to, like, look forward to being 18 because that's when you're free, right? And then we're looking forward to being 21 because that's when you can drink, right?
Yeah.
Watch pot never boils. It takes way too long to get there. You always feel like it's too far away. But once you've passed it, you don't have a pot to watch. Yeah. Now shit's boiling way too fast.
That's right. Like, what do I have? What do I have to look forward to now? A drop in insurance? A drop in insurance? When I'm 72, I can take out a fucking reverse mortgage. Like, what am I looking forward? Or 62, 72, 62? One of those fucking ages.
I mean, you can retire when you're 99.
Oh, we're not gonna be able to retire until we're fucking 199. But
yeah. Hey, we're gonna live to be 199 because the government still needs us.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Maybe. You think that's like what? Like, I could get into something else about that. Like, you think they keep us around? Well, okay. So earlier I was talking about the Anunnaki. That story. I don't know if you guys know.
I'm still not entirely sure you're getting that name right.
No, it's Anunnaki.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Anunnaki. I know.
It sounds
I know
way
it's
too much like something from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Anyways, it's a creationist theory that we as a species were bred, we were made to come to Earth, mine gold, so we would take the gold and give it to our overlord, lizard people, fucking whatever, because their atmosphere is dying and they need gold to reverse the ozone depleting.
Reflect the sun or whatever.
Yeah, and essentially that's the theory, right? They didn't want to come here and mine the gold, so they created us so we would mine the gold here. There's a lot of different theories. The gold rush, the gold standard, all the shit back in the day. I think we've reached a point where we've given them enough gold to where they're like, okay, bye, we got enough. You guys do your thing. I don't fucking know. I don't care. And now we are left without a master, so we're crumbling. Essentially, we have no purpose. Like you said, we have no common goal. But that reminded me of. I don't know what you just said. That reminded me of tell the story about the Anunnaki, but gold. I guess why are we fucking here, dude? Because if you think about it, we had the gold standard. Who took us off of that?
It wasn't Nixon. Nixon took us off silver.
It's got before that, wasn't it?
No, I think it was a few guys before that.
Yeah, it was a few.
Okay, you know what? Let's try something. Earlier it activated when I said something totally different. Now I'm going to really try to activate it. See if it can actually pick it up. Hey Siri. Holy shit, it worked. When did we get off the gold standard for our money?
I think it was in the 60s, 50s.
Okay, I found it.
FDR.
When did we get?
FDR. So
FDR.
That was 50s.
No, that was late 20s, early 30s, I believe, because he was the New Deal.
Holy shit.
He was the New Deal, remember? To get us out of the recession
They
and
issued
shit.
the greenback after the Great Depression, right?
Let me. I'll look into it more, but get after what you're getting after.
I was fading out on that whole topic, but I think what I was saying was like we're off the gold standard, right? But
1933, June 5th. Hey, just past the anniversary.
now we have a currency that is essentially made out of thin air, dude. We have no. It's
Our money has value because
Fiat.
we say it does.
a fiat currency. There's nothing backing it.
So is Bitcoin.
Well, and that's where
Actually, Bitcoin's technically more stable than our money because
that's why
our money is backed by a government,
Well, that's why people are investing. So interesting.
but
enough,
cryptocurrencies are backed by people.
it's decentralized, yeah, essentially.
Decentralized.
Which there's a theory to Bitcoin and why it is going to be the new gold standard and why it is what it is. They use it's decentralized, but it's centralized because this guy who made it, some Asian guy that no one knows his name. Okay, this is why I have a theory that it was actually the CIA who did this because they knew that they fucking knew that the dollar was going to turn to shit, so they created this new way of currency, Bitcoin, and every little transaction is scripted and put into a log that anybody could view. So
Scripted's not the right word.
You can't-
Script means it makes it sound like Prince Sherman. It's written down.
yeah,
So like
scripted, like
yeah.
it's in a log. It's
Right.
logged.
So like if I gave you 2 Bitcoin for your
It's
car,
logged. It's logged.
that transaction would have to go and be logged. And you can earn like mining Bitcoin. We always hear about mining Bitcoin. That comes from just checking the transaction history and submitting it to become part of the blockchain is what they call it.
Right. And so within the blockchain, everything is monitored. That's why I think it was the CIA who came up with it because
They like to
you can't-
monitor shit.
You can't go buy drugs
It's monitored.
eventually if it's monitored. If everything is going to be, it's decentralized, but it's centralized, right? And that's why, scary enough, and I don't like the idea of it. It's a good investment right now. It's a damn good investment, and it's pricey. There's a reason it's fucking pricey because all the billionaires, all the elites are doing it.
Speaking of, I should probably check my list.
So if they are doing it,
It keeps going down. Like every time it goes down, I buy a little bit more, and it just keeps going down.
it's gonna go back up.
I know it's gonna go back, that's why I keep buying more.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the. Right now, we haven't even seen how crazy it's gonna be. Like once
I think
bread is like fucking $20, then people are gonna be. Bitcoin's gonna shoot, dude, through the fucking roof.
Yeah,
All
I
the
think
coins.
some economists projected that Bitcoin would reach like 200,000 by 2022.
Yeah, so and that's
Which
why I
would be
got
crazy.
Bitcoin because it's one of the strongest. Doge was getting there. It's kind of still one of the top dogs, but
Yeah, I think a lot of people dumped it. I think a lot of people tried to pump and dump, failed, and then when it went back, when it went to 70, that's how they're like, okay, now is the time to dump.
well, and here's how you know when to buy. Whenever there's, you almost do the opposite of what the news tells you. If the news tells you you better sell your Bitcoin, and that's the reason they do that is to scare you, so you do sell. It drops because it's gonna drop whenever you fucking sell, right? So like they're basically telling you the future of it. So investors are like, fuck yeah, dude, you guys are selling. I'm gonna buy the dip, and then it's just gonna go right back up. So whatever the news tells you to do the fucking opposite. If it tells you to sell, hold that shit. Don't fucking sell it. Hold it. And you know what? If you're smart, watch it. It's gonna dip. When you feel that it's dipped enough, buy. That's what I did every time. It's worked. I've made a huge profit, and I'm sticking with Bitcoin. I'm sticking with it.
I only buy when the market price is below my average cost per unit, which is why I haven't bought any more Dogecoin because I bought it when it was 19 cents. Actually, I bought it originally when it was 7 cents. Then I bought
What's
it a
it
little
at?
bit more when it was at like 30 cents. So my average is 19 cents now.
Isn't it at 60 cents or something?
No, it's been down. It's been around 30 for a long time. It's exactly 30 right now. And right now, my Bitcoin is averaging at like 45, like 40,500. Right now, it's 37,241. So I might buy some more soon.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now I'm kind of busy, so
Yeah, I've got a lot of shit to
I'll say
pay
it's
for
like
in
it's
my,
4:20 in the morning.
with my US dollars. So.
Oh yeah, so we got so today it's Friday morning for us.
Friday
We haven't
morning.
slept yet. And we're gonna spend the day packing up Lane so we can move to his new place. And it was funny, like on the way here from the airport, he was like, "So we could stay up, but like we got packed, so maybe we should go to bed." And now it's 4:30 in the morning, and we're still recording a video. But I'm good. I'm good, man.
You good?
I'm
Okay.
good.
I can rock and roll, dude. Did you know that sleep is the cheapest drug, or sleep deprivation is the cheapest drug there is?
Goddamn right.
You ever
I know
notice
it too.
It's super loopy, super weird. Things get really weird.
Dude, I started seeing shit. Like I was super sleep deprived. It was right after I streamed 8 hours because I woke up early the next day. Like I woke up after like 2 hours of sleeping, and then I woke up and the first thing I did was start smoking. So I'm sleep deprived, and now I'm under the influence of the drug. And I was seeing shit. I was hearing shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So you know what I did? This was the perfect solution. Ready for it? I went to sleep.
Yeah. That just reminded me when you said earlier. You said you heard someone say your name a lot, like that. I never had that happen until recent, and every time it's happened, no one's there, right? You hear it, turn around, what the fuck was that? But every
It
time,
happens to me in crowds too, though. Sometimes.
yeah. But every time it happens, something significant happens along with it. Me turning and facing a certain direction helps me notice something in that direction where I'm like,
That
oh,
needs your
shit.
attention, right?
It's almost like the object is calling my name that needs attention that
Right.
I was supposed to look at. And so
There's stories of people that like survived disasters because they heard their name, but there was no one there to call it.
didn't you say you had a story about your uncle or someone where your
Oh my god,
When he got out of
I had
bed,
kind of forgotten about this story,
He
but
got
it's
out
a
of
fucking
bed
crazy
and
story.
his bunk blew up or something?
Yeah, so my mom's the youngest of 7, and her oldest brother
Wow, I
served in
remember
Vietnam. What?
I don't know why I remember that.
Hey man, cool. I had actually kind of forgotten that story, so it's kind of cool you reminded me of it. When he served in Vietnam, he was with the air cavalry. Not everything's about Vietnam, man. We're still on The Big Lebowski because it is such a good movie. I saw it the other day.
You saw it today, bud.
Well, yeah, I saw it. No, but like I saw, I think it was like a movie case or something. But like I saw it the other day, and I was like, man, that is such a good movie. But yeah, so while he was serving in Vietnam, he was with the air cavalry. But in the middle of the night, one night, he just woke up, and he just knew he needed to get to like out. He just needed to get out of the bunkhouse. He needed to get away from his bed. Like something was telling him to get away from his bed. That was what he knew. Away from your bed.
Yeah.
He got to the door of the bunkhouse and a mortar hit where his bed was. They said that I don't know if he was the only survivor. He definitely got a lot of shrapnel. And I've only heard the story secondhand because you don't typically like. So, word of warning: if you know people that are veterans of like those kind of conflicts that are like really rough, you shouldn't really just outright ask them, "Hey, so tell me about that time that you almost got blown up by a mortar." No, you kind of let them. You kind of let them bring it out to you.
To go with that, here's a telltale sign, whatever the saying is.
Telltale.
Here's a telltale sign.
Telltale.
Sorry, dude. Fuck.
Not telltale.
I'm trying. I just learned this. Telltale sign. You know what I'm fucking saying? That someone's bullshitting is if they start spouting off about some shit that is so fucked up that no one wants to talk about it. That's when you know they're full of shit. And you can usually spot them, question them, and it's not going to add up. Those who have seen shit don't talk about it. They won't talk about it even if you press them. My grandpa, he was in Vietnam. He wouldn't talk about shit until he caught me smoking when I was like 13. And he smoked. And it's funny, he was giving me a lecture about not smoking as he fucking lit his cigar.
Right.
And then he started telling me about what he did in Vietnam, because I'd always ask him, because I was interested in that. I was a fanatic on Vietnam for some reason. Like, God, that's such a
Dude, I have things about Vietnam.
fucking Rambo and shit. And but that's a telltale sign
telltale.
that, you know, you got to watch out for those people.
Yeah.
They're bullshitters.
But yeah, they said that it hit his bunk,
Mhm.
and it's just so crazy. Like what told him to get out of the bunk that night? He didn't get a call on his cell phone like, "Hey Wes, you should probably get out of there." No, it didn't happen. This was Vietnam. He was asleep, but something told him he needed to get out of bed, get away. And yeah, he was blown out of the door. Shrapnel on his legs. I think he actually still has some shrapnel under there that couldn't get out or something like that. But yeah, crazy story, right? Right along the.
Guys, take your vitamins. It's a new day.
Are they gooey vitamins?
Yeah.
Two
Two a day. Take your vitamins, people. Because
You know, I used to take vitamins a lot, and I did feel better. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
well, yeah, you're getting everything you need.
I'll-
Shit that there's a lot of shit that you're actually missing every day that you're not getting.
100%. And then for a while, I was taking these. There were things for joints, right? They're like pills designed for joints.
Fish oil?
No, it wasn't fish oil. It was different. It started with a G, like glucosamine or something like that. It's weird. These don't taste good. Why don't you get Flintstone vitamins?
When I was 7?
They taste better. Anyway, but yeah, my joints did really feel better because I've always kind of had bad knees. I've always been kind of a heavier guy, and I like to sit weird, so my knees take some strain. Like to this day, if I sit like cross-legged with my foot up like this, whatever knee is up hurts afterwards. Yeah. Under though is better. Under's better for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And it keeps my ankles warm. But yeah, I'm also just generally against pharmaceuticals and pills because I don't know what's in there. Like I have no way of. I don't have the equipment needed to take a pill and test what's in it, you know. So I just kind of naturally don't trust it.
Well, a lot of people do that, Jed. A lot of people don't, and then you hear about, have you taken AstraZeneca? You could be entitled to a lawsuit.
If you or a loved one has taken Xanax and been diagnosed with mesothelioma.
My name is Doug, and I have mesothelioma.
My name is Doug.
Yeah, yeah.
And
There's
it's
a
just
lot
like,
of
yeah.
side effects that just perpetuate this pharmaceutical machine. That
Oh, well, I
You
took a pill
take
for
it-
my heart condition, but it caused gastric distress.
so I had to take
So
another
now I take a pill for gastric distress, but that caused acid reflux. So now I
to
have
get
to
you on a
take
chain.
a pill for my acid reflux, but that causes headaches. So now I have to take a pill for my headaches, but that's causing some kidney damage. So now I have to take a pill for my kidney damage. Yeah, well, if you hadn't done that first, then
You
you
know
probably
what?
would have been fine.
And a lot of the shit, like that's why I'm.
Disclaimer: if you like some medication, you definitely need.
Yeah, you should take. Obviously consult with your doctor, but your doctor is in bed with the pharmaceutical company, so they're gonna push a lot of shit onto you that is only gonna benefit them more than it'll benefit you. And I try to stay natural with a lot of shit, mainly because of these side effects. I don't want any of these side effects. That's why I'm very like conscious on what I put in my body. Um, like I'm more of a natural Eastern old medicine, I guess, Eastern medicine, like
Right.
very organic.
Most of my problems can be solved with a glass of water or a cup of tea.
Yeah. Um,
Maybe a little bit of herb.
yeah. There's a lot of shit. A lot of people need to be waking up to this shit because
Yeah, ask your doctor about natural remedies. You don't have to actually follow through with these natural remedies. Some of them are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But gauge his response. Because you'll have some doctors that are like, well, you know, some people have had success and some people haven't. And you'll have other doctors that are like, yeah, no, that's total bullshit. Just get the fucking pills.
Be scared of
That's
those people.
when you change doctors.
Yeah.
Now, if you're like pulling up something like the totally weird shit, like fucking ground up bull penis for erectile dysfunction, them being like that's bullshit might be right. But like if you're like, hey, I'm having some joint pain and I've heard that marijuana can help with that being anti-inflammatory, and they react like, no, that's total bullshit. At that point, you should question it because that's actually bullshit. Because marijuana is a natural anti-inflammatory. It's great for headaches, joint pain, general aches and pains. I mean, if you feel like your back is been broken, you should probably maybe get something stronger. But
Advil, Tylenol, all that tears up your fucking liver.
yeah, no shit.
Go to natural.
That's the biggest thing about pills people don't know.
Yeah.
Is that even if it's like, even if it does exactly what it's supposed to do
Over the counter.
with no side effects,
There's
it's still not good for like, I think it's your spleen, your liver, and your kidney can all be affected by pills.
Yeah. I dated this girl who, and this was a long time ago. She never took, yeah, that's going to get me in trouble, Jed. She never took, her and her whole family really, they never took anything. They had this cabinet filled with natural remedies. I thought they were so weird, but then I did my research, I looked into it, and a lot of the shit they had, told me about turned out to be true, and they were never sick. They were very, very fucking healthy, man. These people were astronomically healthy. Like, fuck me, dude. Like, I wish I grew up in that household. Well, things happen, Jed.
Yeah.
It turned me on to that.
Yeah, but like, eucalyptus, coca leaves.
Eucalyptus, if you're a man, lavender, stay away from lavender. It's a natural estrogenic.
Yeah, estrogen booster, basically.
Basically an estrogen booster.
Yeah.
There's a lot of estrogenics that men need to be aware of.
Now,
like soy.
So
stay away from soy.
So, have these always been natural estrogenics, or is it because of all the estrogen we're pumping into the water supply?
Well, when women take birth control and when women take, when women piss and it goes into our irrigation, or it goes into our, our system and it gets filtered. Not all of that can be filtered out. It's impossible. So, when you drink from the tap water, aside from fluoride, which I've discussed plenty in detail. Which next episode I'm gonna actually do a full report on all of that shit, so I can get all that information to you guys. Yeah, that's basically an estrogen booster, dude, and it's turning men into women essentially. I mean, you see these guys with bitch tits, right? There's a reason for that. It's what you put in your body. You can reverse this shit. Now, every man and every woman has a certain degree of testosterone and estrogen in their system, but you need to monitor it, and you need to watch very carefully those levels. A lot of men today, our testosterone's gone downhill, way downhill, and our estrogen levels have boosted, and a lot of different variables are put into that, like your I'm trying to think of the word, your cortisol levels. That can be directly affecting your estrogen levels. If you go out, you exercise, you work out, you're boosting your testosterone. If you eat healthy, you're boosting your testosterone. If you stay away from these estrogenic, soy, lavender, these essential oils, you're not gonna run into them every day. But if you look at what an estrogenic is, and look at the food, and look at the consumables that are high with these estrogenics, stay away from them, guys.
Yeah, and I don't want to pretend to have knowledge of things I don't know. I was blessed to be born into a male body and feel like a male my whole life and be attracted to women. I'm very fortunate that that worked out for me. But I do wonder if the rise that we're seeing amongst people being misgendered in their bodies,
Yeah,
if that's in somehow related to
it is.
everything being off balance in our atmosphere, in our world, in our system of. Well, I'm trying to think of
You're missing a monocle and a fucking pipe, Jed.
Well, I have the pipe. It's at home. Actually, I have two pipes now.
You have the pipe. It's at home.
Actually, I have two pipes at home. One's actually kind of broken right now. My wooden pipe. They're not as strong as I'd like them to be. But yeah, I was trying to think of a word that would encompass the ecosystem, the society, the culture, all this other stuff. There's all these factors that we're being bombarded with it all the time. And I mean, we're seeing a rise in a lot of things. We're seeing a rise in transgender. We're seeing a rise in rape cases, mostly because now they're being reported more because we're having the Me Too movements and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if not only is it the ecosystem, like we're pumping estrogen into the groundwater and all this other stuff, but if it's also the cultural push to talk about this.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So, how would you define rape? And this is going to be touchy, but this is a hidden episode anyway.
It's rape.
When does it become rape?
When it is unconsensual.
Okay. Am I raping you?
Don't play that game with me. If you get closer than this right here, this flap. Matter of fact, you move your hand another fucking centimeter. Yeah, you're raping me, bro. No, but it's unwanted, unconsensual physical touch of any sort, in my opinion. You could describe it as sexual assault, but hey, man, people have a level of degree, right there. It's a level of degree. My personal body, right?
You just need to get more comfortable with people.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I think a rise in the cases is contributed to these what do they call them? Incels. These men who cannot get girls, and they just they can't get girls on their own, so they get frustrated, and then they become resentful. And it's usually, what is it, 80-90% or something of the rate, the person. So it's like a buildup of all of that. And it's man, you can't, rape to me, if you're a guy and you're raping a woman, you don't have anything of value. A woman should be chasing you, dude. You should be the prize that you want to be the guy that, yeah, not tonight. you want to be the guy who takes charge. You talked about it earlier. You're the guy goes up to
I pick her up.
I
I
pick
open
her
the
up.
door. I pay the bill. No
You're-
matter how much she wants to
Yeah.
split the bill, I pay the bill.
you take charge. We're getting to a society where these men aren't taking charge. They're basically letting and a girl doesn't want to choose. Like you ever heard everyone's heard this. Where do you want to eat, Jed? Imagine you're a girl. Where do you
Oh,
wanna
I
eat?
don't know.
Exactly. She's waiting for you to take charge, and you're not fucking taking charge because you're a beta bitch who doesn't know how to take decisive action with your own life, with not even your own life, with your decision, with her decision. She wants you to take charge. A woman wants a man who takes fucking charge, guys. So these guys don't even have the ability to take charge in their own lives. It builds up in them. They become incels. Then I think that's when rape occurs. It's more than. It's a very weird issue that there's a lot of different variables, in my opinion, that it leads to. But that leads to the rape. But I don't know. I've never raped anybody. I don't plan to. I don't think I ever will.
Why can't you look at me when you say that? Okay, but okay, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the family law. So you and a girl are out at a bar. Yeah, you're both drinking. It's hard to tell who's more drunk.
Oh yeah.
Things get hot and heavy, and then 2 days later, you're getting calls from your friends asking why you raped her.
Yeah.
But at the moment, she consented. You consented.
Listen.
You were both under the influence. You raped too.
Well,
I'll tell you what the court's gonna say.
Well, yeah, you raped her. You're the dude with the cock. Man, girls don't do that with alpha men. They like the whole Me Too movement. I think a lot of that has to do with a girl that is embarrassed that she had sex with a guy, and later people found out or something, and they're like, and it's the Me Too movement. Like, fuck it. Yeah,
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, I was raped. Like, really, or was it just that you made a mistake one night? People found out, you're embarrassed, and your friends are there, kind of. They got your back, and they're saying like, "How could you do this? How could you do that?" You're not gonna get that with a man that's a fucking man, right? You're gonna get that with some beta who fucking scored one night when you were fucking drunk, and he was probably drunk too, but that doesn't that is a weird situation, the both being drunk or whatever, but it's there's always a push that the guy did it. And
Always. There's always a push. And like I said, with girls just coming forward and saying that they were raped because they regretted it. I have regretted sexual relations with a number of people, and I have felt forced into sexual situations with some people. But at the end of the day, I made the decision to do the act, and whether I liked that I did that or not, I did. And I can't change that by accusing somebody of something that we kind of both agreed to at the time. And I mean, it's just so fucked up. Like, first of all, you should never rape anybody, except the government.
Well, they rape you. So.
Exactly, tit for tat.
When do I get to take them to court?
One day.
Get my taxes.
World court. Yeah. You're being charged for war crimes against your own populace. Welcome to being Russia. Anyway, where was I getting with this? The fact that this is allowed, the fact that we know about this problem, and nothing's happening, nothing's being done about it. That's what bothers me. Is that, like, we know about a lot of problems in our society, but we're distracted. We're being distracted with football, basketball, the Kardashians, reality TV, even with the Joneses, where it's and there's so many things. It's so many things. We got sports, we got reality TV, we got shopping, we got something for everybody, because we have to get everybody, or there's somebody left to cause us trouble. And it's just, man, this is why I like Elon Musk, because he doesn't get distracted. He works all the time.
Yeah.
Like, he's working on 3 different companies, but he's always working. He probably takes time off to see his family and stuff, but probably not as much as he should. Because he's got a purpose.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have a centralized purpose, but that man has a purpose, and his purpose is to advance the human race. And I can respect that, and I can appreciate that as somebody who wants that for my race. And human race.
I was just gonna say.
I want to make the clarification because he is also a white guy. But he is also South African, for the record. Kudos to him. Immigrant, making big waves like that. And it's nice, man. It's nice that there's somebody out there that's not really thinking about the profit.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about people that aren't thinking about profit, Elon Musk, number 1. He's almost always taking a loss.
Oh yeah, almost always.
But also he plays the system. When he needs money, what does he do? He takes a roofing torch, puts a fancy skin on it, calls it not a flamethrower, sells it for $500. People buy it like crazy. Now he's got money for his next project. Everybody likes Elon Musk because he's making memes and shit. Oh, I'll make a pair of running shorts with the Tesla logo and I'll sell them for $69. And
He's putting a dent in
42 cents. He's making waves. He's wet shit.
He's wet shit.
Wet shit.
We'll get into the reference there probably the next episode.
You keep saying next episode. For the reference, the next episode is probably going to be about green lights, Matthew McConaughey's autobiography.
Yep.
Not really autobiography, but the book written by, well, it is and it is. It's like a memoir, autobiography, life lessons. It's good. But we'll get into that. That's going to be the next episode because we have limited resources here with Wi-Fi and stuff.
I'm poor.
Well, you're just in the middle of a move. It's hard to always have everything going when you're in the middle of a move.
Yeah, it's fucking.
You don't want to be paying for 2 different apartments and 2 different Wi-Fi's and 2 different electric bills and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's just a transitional period, dude. You're just transitioning,
Transitioning,
bro.
guys.
You're transitioning, bro.
Fucking
He's transitioning.
hanging.
But yeah.
Elon Musk making a dent in the universe.
Greenlight's gonna be the next thing. After that, we'll get into fluoride and try to get a guest on. We haven't got a guest in a minute. We need to have a guest. That's not Logan. Logan's too busy right now.
Yeah, I'd love to get. You know that I'll talk to you after this about it.
Oh no, I'm sorry. So the last time I was here, when I went to meet Lane's cat, there was a dog that kind of got in the way of our friendship, and now the dog is no longer here, and I was hoping to now mend my relationship with Nala, the cat.
It's worked.
It's kind of worked, but she just kind of stiffed my leg, and I felt something and I freaked, and she scared it off. I was like, oh man.
She'll be back, dude.
She'll be back. I'm really cool and interesting, and animals love me, so it'll work out.
Yeah. She'll definitely come back.
I'm taking her with me back to Wisconsin.
We have someone who has his own podcast. We're going to try to get him on. He reached out to us a long time ago. We have not replied back. Well, we did. We never gave him a date or anything, so we can probably get him on soon. More of a religious guy.
Yeah.
Definitely, we're going to have him on for sure. But yeah, dude, fucking. I don't know, man. Are you excited for this week? What we doing?
I don't know. I met a guy on the airplane on the way in, a local guy. He seems right up our alley. Thought maybe we could give him a call, maybe give Jacob a call, see if we can get like a little group together and do something, man.
Jacob is having his 21st birthday. He's going to the casinos. So Saturday, probably Sunday, he will be.
I have a little bit too much disposable income at the moment to go to the casinos, bro.
Yeah.
I don't. It was funny. I was telling the guy on the airplane, I was like, yeah, then we went to Blackhawk and didn't lose any money. He's like, oh, that's a win. I was like, well, we didn't bet any money.
Yeah.
There you go.
Spent it. Walked around like a couple of.
We actually did spend a little bit of money. We spent a little bit of money.
Yeah, I think we did. Didn't
we didn't buy anything.
So,
but we did buy that mine trip.
Yeah.
And we did buy the mine trip while we were in Blackhawk. So technically, we did spend money in Blackhawk, but not on anything in Blackhawk. And it was for a great experience and a little bit of gold.
A little bit of gold.
I got it back to my mom's house. I made sure when I was back there, I was like, Mom, where's my gold? Where's my gold?
That Jeremy guy, what's he about? Is he podcast worthy?
Maybe.
Oh, we can probably reach out to him.
Maybe.
Yeah, dude. Fucking. I'm, transitioning. My move, we're going to pack up some things tomorrow.
Today?
Today. Oh, fuck. Yeah, today. pack up some things, get some boxes. I don't have too much to pack, so it shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, you have a lot less than I do.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. It's a lot of the shit's upstairs, a lot of big objects.
You know, I honestly thought about driving.
Well, dude, I know one friend is driving up soon, August, I believe. Probably gonna stay for 2 weeks, and if he needs to dip, he can dip. That's the best part. He's got his vehicle.
Well, he can and he can't. It's a long dip, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean he's.
It would be nice if he could leave when you're at work and do stuff around
yeah,
town
yeah.
while you're at work instead of being stuck in your fucking apartment while you're at fucking work.
Yeah, well, it's
I get around.
It's a good thing I'll be off.
Hey, is your new place close to a dispensary?
I can date it.
Oh yeah, you know, it's
probably, dude. We're in fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're fucking everywhere. We went down when we were driving out to Blackhawk. We were driving down like kind of a main road, and I was like, "Oh, look, a dispensary! Oh, look, that was like it was like 3 within a mile. Within a mile, there was 3 dispensaries. I'm like, I mean, I get it. It's Colorado, it's Denver, but like 3 in 1 mile. My kind of ratio.
They give a fuck here, which is cool.
Yeah, and they're doing it right. Like I got 2 pre-rolled joints, about 1 gram each, for $8 each. Now, where I'm from, I typically get a gram for like $10 to $15, depending on quality of stuff. So getting what I assume is decent stuff, and it was pretty decent stuff for about $8 a gram, already pre-rolled. It's a pretty good deal.
It's nice, right?
It's a pretty good deal. Now, if I went to a dispensary in Illinois, I would not get a deal like that, and that's before I add the taxes.
Yeah, I think because Colorado is one of the first for recreational medical. I mean, aside from California,
Yeah.
They're more established here. The prices have been fizzled to the point where it's economically and it's just all over economically affordable, I guess.
You know, Illinois lost money on legalizing marijuana the first year.
Probably because there was too many stringent laws, and a lot of it was high taxed, and you could get the
Super high
same
tax.
shit, or if not better, from the guy down the street.
Yeah, it's like, are you going to turn on the guy that's been conspiring with you illegally for 3 years,
That's loyalty, right?
giving you great prices
Right.
because you're his buddy who actually like hangs out with him sometimes instead of all the other clients that just treat him like a dealer, like a piece of shit scumbag? That happens. People treat dealers like that. It's just terrible. They're people too. Dealers are people too. The sun is coming up.
Yeah.
And instead go to a place where you're going to spend 60% more for same or less quality stuff. Maybe better quality stuff. I wouldn't. But that's also because I was raised on an economy that values money more than anything else.
Yeah. It's a little pricier out here to live, but yeah, I keep getting, and for all you guys back home, dude, I'm not coming back to Illinois. Like, not doing it. Sorry.
I think we should all just make a complex somewhere.
Well,
Like get you, me, the guys, and we'll just
Florida is
Actually, I was thinking more like Tennessee.
Florida is in Seth and I's view right now. We've been discussing some things about Florida. May come true, may not.
I don't like coastal. I don't like coastal.
Found a place in Black Hawk that, if the dice roll the right way, might work out and be advantageous to do so. And I'll have to show you, Jed, what I'm talking about. But,
Well, there's no time like the present, and we're closing in on 2 hours and 14 minutes on a totally spur of the moment hidden episode over here in Denver. Sun's coming up, 5 a.m. Nice little song reference I worked in there. Accurate with the time. Thank you for joining us for this somewhat unorthodox episode. We don't have Mark, but he was here with us in spirit. We actually kind of did reference him a couple times even too. So, hey, if you've made it to the end of the video, which I assume you had, or I'm talking to nobody, take some time. Like the video. Comment down below. Tell us about your paranormal activity stories. Tell us about your opinion on
anything
culture, society, ghosts, Indian burial grounds,
our future as a
future.
society.
VR taking over the world, virtual reality. Tell us about stuff. Tell us about your day. How is your day? Just tell me about that. And then before you go and go watch some other video, just subscribe to our channel so you get notified when we make new videos. And if you like us that much, go ahead and ring the notification bell so you're like alerted when we upload.
Yep.
Now make sure you're up to date with the newest stuff for the Gentleman's Bureau.
That's right. And we got someone in the back production trying to work out a new intro and outro. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, we're trying to get upgrades, people. Upgrades. We should watch that movie too.
Robots.
Dude, it's been a long time.
Not doing it. I've seen that movie too many fucking times.
Yeah. I've only seen it like twice. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Have a good one.
Later.